In this video, I'll be showing you how to successfully complete the On Your Own 9-1 assignment due in week 2. As you can see, we are on the assignments page in the week 2 module, and in all of the On Your Own assignment, there is this line here that says this homework assignment can be located on page so-and-so of your text or by clicking here. This clickable link that says here will open up a PDF document, which is the assignment steps to complete this assignment. Okay, if you do that, you can make sure that you're always going to do the correct assignment. Sometimes on this page here, the stuff that it references is actually not exactly the right stuff. So make sure that you click here and do the assignment, do the steps located on the PDF. That'll ensure that you're always doing the right one. I'm going to drag this to another screen here so that I can read it without having to have it on the screen recording during this process. So you can pull it up and follow along if you like. The first step is to open the PowerPoint data file named music, which is here. You can tell it's a PowerPoint because the extension is PPTX. Okay, now sometimes you see this event, there's also another file here that you don't need for this one. Sometimes that is the case. There might be some extra files. If you don't need them, just ignore them. They won't cause any problem. So I'm going to click on this, and in my case, because I'm using Chrome, it's going to pop it up on the bottom of the screen here, the bottom of the window. And I'm just going to click that, okay, and it's going to open in PowerPoint. Also notice here that it comes up in the protected view, and depending on the version you're using, you might get this as well. So you will need to click Enable Editing. This is not in the instructions, but you'll still have to do this in order to make modifications to the file. So step 2, it says click anywhere on the bulleted list. So I'm just going to click near the text. Notice how it put the dotted line box around all of the text. It says, and then click directly on top of the dotted line border. So I'll just put my mouse pointer on top of the dotted line, and you can do this anywhere on the dotted line edge. But when you click, notice it changes to a solid line. That indicates that you have selected that text box. Step 3 says use the font button and the font group on the Home tab to change the font to Britannic Bold. So here is the font. We're already on the Home tab. So here is the font box. We're going to go down and choose Britannic Bold. Step 4 says use the text shadow button in the font group on the Home tab to add a shadow effect. Here's the button it's referring to. Notice how I mouse over. If I just put my mouse pointer on top of a button and leave it there, a tooltip comes up that tells me what the name of the button is. In this case, text shadow. Notice how that adds a little shadow behind the text. And step 5 is to save the file as music category. So I'm just going to click Save As here. And I created a folder on my desktop in order to save these. And I realize that the instructions are going to tell you specifically what to name it, but don't listen to that. There's a specific nomenclature that you need to follow, which is your last name, underscore, first initial, underscore, OYO9-1 in this case, or whatever the On Your Own assignment number is. Now you don't have to put the extension, okay, the .pptx manually, because PowerPoint will automatically add that, and just click Save. So there we go. Now, step 6 says copy the selected box. Now, it's already highlighted by virtue of our previous step, so we don't have to highlight it again. But you may need to. If for some reason you've clicked off of it, for example, and unselected it, you can click back on it and then click the box again, just like we did in step 2 in order to select it again. Now, we're just going to click Copy up here in the clipboard section, and you won't see anything happen here, okay? So step 7 is to open a new Word document. I'm just going to click my Word icon, which you probably can't see. It's off screen, but just open Word and then choose Blank Document. And we're going to click Paste. So there's the text box. It's easy to move content from one Office application to another. Step 8 says use the Bullets gallery to change the bullet symbols to open circles. So here is the bulleting button. If I click the little down arrow next to it, it allows me to choose which bullet symbol I want to use. So I'm just going to choose the open circles as instructed. And step 9 says use the appropriate button on the Design tab to change the page color to gold accent 4. So we're going to go to the Design tab, and over here on the right is the Page Color button, and the option it's looking for, it says, is Gold Accent 4, which is here. So we're just going to select that, and step 10 is to save it. So here again, I'm going to save, and I'm going to follow the naming convention. Last name underscore first initial underscore OYO9-1. Here again, I don't have to type in the extension because Word will automatically add that. And I am going to go to my folder that I created. Now, even though I named it the same thing here, the extensions are different because these are different applications, so I don't have to worry about it overriding. Now, if it were the same and I was trying to create two Word documents, for example, or two PowerPoint documents, they would have the same extension, and that won't work for them to exist in the same location because they would overwrite one another. And so in that case, some of the On Your Own assignments, you may end up with several different files of the same application. And so if that happens, you can just put a little A or a B in the end of the name so that they're unique file names, and I'll know that that's why. So when you get ready to submit, you'll need to submit both of these files into the same attempt. Make sure that you always submit all the work into a single attempt, because I always grade the most recent one, and I can't grade it properly if it's distributed among several different attempts. And also, you'll want to watch the On Your Own Assignment Tips video where I show you how to do the title page, the footer, and answer the 3 questions, and use that same document for every On Your Own assignment so that you can get the maximum points for it. Okay, so this video just covered how to do the actual steps for 9-1 in relation to Word and PowerPoint. There's still the other piece of the title page, the footer, and answering the 3 questions from the assignment instructions, okay, that you will need to do and submit all of that as a single attempt.